Okay, we are going to take a look at a pretty cool text effect that you can accomplish in Paint. So everybody open up Paint. And what we're going to do, first thing before we start anything else, make sure that your canvas fills the whole window, but that you don't have any scroll bars. Sometimes Paint acts a little funny about the part of the canvas that you can see and the part you can't see. So if you see scroll bars on either part of your, vertical or horizontal, what I need you to do is scroll yourself to the right or scroll to the bottom or both, and you'll see some little handlebars. So what we want to do is, my height is okay, but my width is not. So I'm going to get two little double arrows, a double arrow when I get to that handlebar. I'm going to click and drag until my canvas fills the page, but there's no overflow. I need to make sure I see some of this gray background. So what we're going to be doing is we're basically going to be splitting my canvas with a picture on one side and text on the other, and then we're going to do something really cool with it. So head over to the internet and do a search for clouds. And we want an image. Now, when you find your image, you want to find an image of clouds that's interesting, something with a lot of clouds, a lot of different elements, as interesting as possible. Click on the picture to see a larger version, and when you find one that you like, you'll right-click and copy image, come over to Paint, right-click, or just go up to Paste. Now, my image is really big. Hopefully yours is not, but because mine is, before I click anywhere else, I need to resize this. So I'm going to go to the corner, get my two double arrow. If I get the 4 arrow, that means it's going to get moved. I don't want to move it. I want to resize it. So I'm going to grab from the corner. As you're resizing, try your best not to mess with the proportions. Okay, so grab from the corner and try to keep, if you notice my proportions, I'm trying to keep those as close as I can. Now, as I'm making this smaller, you can see that the pixel, it's kind of pixelated. I don't like that. I'm going to start over. So I'm going to come back and pick a different picture. There's something weird with that one. And that's okay. We'll try this picture. Right-click, copy, and paste. Again, I get a big one. Let me resize. This looks better. Then it doesn't look as pixelated. So that's a little bit better. So again, we do not want, and if you notice, I have scroll bars again. So let's fix that. I do not want to have to scroll at all. So I'd have to do a little resizing, and that's okay. So your main goal is to have a picture to the left, blank to the right. So now the next thing we're going to do in the right-hand side is we're actually going to type some text. Make sure color number 1 is black. You'll notice that you now have a cursor. If I click, it's ready for text. Now, a couple things about the text. Make sure that your font size is 100. And for your actual font, you want to pick something that's thick, like a thick, bubbly Arial black. Cooper black is a good one. So anything that's a thick, bold looking font. I'll go with Arial black. Make sure it's bold. So pick a thick font, make sure bold is clicked, and then a 100 is the point size. And I'm going to type the word clouds. And then I'm going to click out to paint it down. Now here's where the cool part comes in. What we're going to do is we're actually going to use color number 2 to our advantage. Now color number 2 is what happens when you use the eraser. It kind of creates the underneath color. Okay, it's kind of like, if you remember the in art in elementary school, you might have had like the black paper and then you scrape the black paper and color shows through underneath. That's kind of like what's happening here. So what we're going to do is, if I want to get the underneath, you want color 2 to match what you want to become see-through, or what you want to see the underneath of. So I want to see the underneath of the word clouds. Since cloud is, the font color is black, I'm going to make color 2 black. So as of right now, color 1 and color 2 are the same. So since color 2 is black, watch what happens when I do a selection. Under select, 2 things that need to happen: rectangular selection and transparent. And transparent is going to help me make sure that my background is as clear as possible. Okay. So I'm going to select clouds, and I'm going to drag the word clouds over on top. And what you'll see is, as I'm dragging here, what this did was the color 2, making color 2 black, said when I make my selection, whatever part is black is going to become transparent. Okay? Because if you look at this, do you see how my background is black when I pull away? So whatever was black is now transparent. Let me show you again. Make sure color 2 matches color 1. They're both black. Rectangle selection, transparent has a check mark. Draw a rectangle around the word clouds. Drag it over on top. Now the next thing we're going to do, just for appearance-wise, the white it's a little bit of too much of a contrast. So what we're going to do is click on color 1. Choose a different color. It could be whatever's going to complement whatever's inside. So maybe I want to pick a gray. And what you're going to do is you're going to fill around the word clouds and in the little holes here with gray. Maybe you'd rather do a blue. Maybe you like the look of that better. Maybe you want to do a lighter color. Okay, whatever you think, anything other than white. It did overflow, and that's okay too. So pick your color. I'm going to go for a dark gray. And there is a little bit of a funny outline. It's not a big deal. It kind of just happens. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to clean this up a little bit. So I'm going to come over to my rectangle tool. I'm going to make sure color 1 and color 2 are the same. Whatever my fill color, color 1 and color 2 needs to be that color. Under the word outline, I'm going to choose solid color outline, solid color fill. So again, solid color outline, solid color fill. Make sure color 1 and color 2 are the same. And I'm just going to draw rectangles. I'm just going to draw rectangles around this extra cloud picture. Click to the side to paint. Line around the clouds, or rectangle around the clouds. Click to the side. You can cover this up too if you want. But the final piece is we're going to take our canvas corner, and I'm just going to make it smaller. If you want to move anything, you can play around with selecting and moving. But that's it. Save your file and you're done.